welcome into Cavity Busters Flyer Skate Zone for another edition of Temple Owls Ice Hockey. My name is Michael Zahn. Joined alongside me is Aaron Sherman. And Aaron, this is now officially the third broadcast we're doing together. So the first two home game broadcasts that we did, which was just this past Friday, as well as last Sunday, just a week ago. What did you see in those two games, Aaron?
Well, we saw a lot of goals for the opposition. So one thing Temple needs to work on today is keeping pucks out of their own net.
That is for sure, and tonight getting the start will be Hayden Richards, the small, feisty goaltender for the Temple Owls. And the Owls have three goaltenders. Their main one is Scott Salomon. He's out with an injury. He has a concussion right now. And then basically it's just been a back and forth contest between Hayden Richards and the other netminder, Zach Burkhardt. And Burkhardt started the two games originally this weekend. He started Friday, got injured in the second period, so Richards came in relief, and then he started yesterday in what was another ugly contest. But Hayden Richards will get the start tonight, or today I should say, on Sunday.
Absolutely. One thing he wants to do is look big out there, stay strong, talk to his defenders, make sure he keeps them, keeping players out wide, and cover up anything he comes in his way.
Now getting ready for the opposition, the Drexel Dragons. This is going to be the third time in 2 seasons these two teams have faced off. In the last 2 times, man, it was interesting. The first of those original meetings, the Owls were up 1-0 in the City 6 Championship. A goal came from captain number 17, Greg Malinowski, who was in attendance here on Friday cheering on his team. He still does go to school at Temple University, but the Owls unfortunately lost that game 2-1 in the City 6 Championship. And then there was another game back here at Cavity Busters Flyer Skate Zone where the Owls couldn't end up on top. That game went to a shootout, and Drexel beat them in a shootout, so a lot of close contests. And they actually had a third game earlier in the season that was playing at Villanova. It was supposed to be the City 6 tournament, but the Pope came, confused a couple things, the city shut down. Long story short, Drexel ended up on top 8-3, a definite victory. Do you think Drexel can do that again tonight against the Temple Owls?
Well, the way the Owls have been playing lately, it wouldn't surprise me, but who knows, maybe the Owls will come out and surprise us.
Well, the Owls are 2-7 on the season, 0-2 in ECHA play. One of those losses obviously coming to the Drexel Dragons, who are the defending ECHA division champs, so it will be a tough task, and that starts with 2 forwards, both last name Williams. They are related, Matt and Ryan. Both have 2 goals on the young season. The Drexel Dragons have played 7 games, and combined the 2 brothers have 4 goals. 2 speedsters. They don't play on the same line, as getting the start will be Matt Williams, number 19, and Ryan Williams will see plenty of as well, but he will be on the second line, and the 2 bring a ton of skill, a ton of speed, and it should be a long night for this Temple defense to keep up with the Williams brothers.
Absolutely. On the Temple side at least, they got to get their offense going, and Kennedy is the man to do that. He's got a 7-game point streak?
He has an
8 games now.
Yeah, he's been having quite a game. Really, the game Friday, the Owls scored 1 goal and he got an assist. So any game that the Owls have scored in, he's had a point. Even again, Friday they lose to Penn State main campus 9-1. He still got an assist on the lone goal that Captain Patrick Hannerhan scored. So it is very important for Stephen Kennedy to be out there at the right times, and he generates opportunities for this team.
You mentioned something before the game. I think if anybody's going to surprise us with coming out on fire today, it's Pat Hanrahan, the captain.
He leads by example. Patrick Hanrahan, this is his 4th year with the team, and his defensive partner also went to the same high school as him. We keep on bringing up LaSalle Prep, and Matt Krulikowski, number 22, is back in the lineup. Good to see him, number 22, a bigger, bulkier defenseman. When he originally came to Temple, he started off on defense. He scored a couple goals, so at the time, the coach, Ryan Freen, elected to put him at offense, so he was getting some second, third line minutes as a forward. He's now going to start back on defense for the Temple Owls. And another LaSalle Prep kid who originally was now on offense is going to go to defense, Justin McKenney. This will be his 3rd game on the season. He's played every game this week, and number 14 will be paired up with number 9, John Kump, the first-year man for the Temple Owls.
I'm very excited for this one.
It should be a good one, and that's going to do it for our pregame show. When we come back, it'll be the start of the first period. Thanks for joining in today, and it should be a dandy. And welcome back into our broadcast. We are just moments away from puck drop. First, we will have the national anthem and most likely starting lineups for both respective teams. So we're going to wait to hear from our public address announcer, Patrick Johnstone.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Cavity Busters Flyers Skate Zone as the Drexel Dragons take on your Temple Owls. The starting lineup for the Dragons: in goal, number 35, Zach Cantor. At left defense, number 8, John Quigley. Right defense, number 26, Zach Carrow. Left wing, number 12, Chris Carroll. Center, number 19, Matt Williams. And at right wing, number 22, Chris Hagan. And now the lineup for the Owls. In goal, number 1, Hayden Richards. Left defense, number 20, Pat Hanrahan. Right defense, number 22, Matt Krakowski. Now left wing, number 4, Steve Kennedy. Center, number 11, Joey Powell. And at right wing, number 00, Phil Vasilev. Please rise and remove your caps for the national anthem.
Like there's going to be another dandy here today at Cavity Busters Flyers Skate Zone, an ECHA matchup, a City 6 matchup between these two bitter rivals, and that's what they've started to become. A lot of friends before and after the game, but during the game, it should be a hard-checking, close game. At least that's what the Temple Owls are going to have to hope for, that it isn't
Absolutely.
Like that first game where they lost 8-3.
You know, one good thing about playing a team you've already played before is you kind of know how they play, you kind of know how they work already. You've already seen one look. So you learn from that, you watch tapes, and you move on, you try to put together something for this game.
That's exactly what the Owls are going to try and do, just try and do everything they can really to be better than what they've been in the past. And I think it has been a learning curve, a learning experience for the first-year coach, Roman Bassetti, and then the rest of these youngsters for the Temple Owls. But we get the signal from the referee and the linesman. Powell and Williams square off. Powell wins the draw. He had a hat trick yesterday in a losing effort for the Temple Owls. But we are underway at Cavity Busters Flyer Skate Zone as now the Dragons have it back out at center ice. A big check there laid on by Vasilev. And Phil Vasilev has been an integral part of this offense. He's tried his best to get involved, and that's why he's getting some first-line minutes to start off this game. Puck comes back to the point to Quigley. Quigley shot on, blocker save there. Rebound out in front, shot on, another save by Richards. But a big, heavy, juicy rebound is left out in front. Puck intercepted along the goal line. And this start has been all Dragons. 19:20 remaining in the first period as finally the puck is cleared out of danger for the Owls. But now puck comes back out into neutral ice where Lombardi's going to slow it down. Gives on over to Fuchs, the Long Island native. Cross ice to Kennedy, who's had a long shift. Gets checked by Pero, and then Kennedy has a couple extra words for the captain, number 26, Pero, of the Drexel Dragons. Puck comes back into the Dragons' end until it's finally brought back out into neutral ice, where Fuchs is going to curl, gives it back to Lombardi. They're going to play some hot potato quickly. Fuchs tries to give Kempinski, and he's getting some second-line minutes. Alex Kempinski scored 2 goals last night. Well-deserved promotion for Alex Kempinski.
As you can see, head coach Roman is awarding players for their good play.
2-on-1 break here. Graham Finds Kempinski, and he hits heavy metal. I think Kintner got a piece of that, and that's why you hear the applause from the bench. But what a beautiful 2-on-1 break.
That was a great opportunity early, but an excellent save by the Drexel goalie.
And talking about giving players some opportunities, that was Kempinski, who almost notched his 3rd goal in the last 2 games. He has really been battling tough, and again, normally a 4th-line grinder, but he is showing some scoring prowess.
Almost like you knew that was going to happen, huh?
It seems that way. Puck is dumped behind the cage, behind Richards. Now Vasilev along the near board side tries to go cross ice to Kennedy, who gives chase, unsuccessful there. So now comes below our perch. And the puck is dumped towards Richards. He's going to play conservatively, cover up, 7-52 And the music was way too loud on that one, so we apologize, but 17:52 to go in the first period. We will get all the little kinks worked out, hopefully.
So far, so good. Back and forth, good action.
And again, the Owls had the best opportunity thus far through over 2 minutes. And Richards understands the conservative play, and I like that, especially for a team that's been giving up a lot of goals. But now puck comes out in center. Vasilev is the first one to touch up there. Puck comes out of the zone. Joey Powell skating very hard, and again, keep in mind, he had a hat trick last game. So I think once you start scoring goals, you get some confidence, and that's the starting point. Once your team gets confident, then you can slowly string together a couple wins. But they have a tough task here. 17:37 remaining in the first period. Faceoff is going to come to the left of the netminder Kantner. Powell, another faceoff win. That was a struggle on Friday, and a reason the Owls lost 9-1. Couldn't win in the faceoff department. Puck is below the goal line now along the near board side. Ricochets off the high boards. And now comes below our perch where McKenney is going to touch up. Then again, playing defense for the Temple Owls, number 14, Justin McKenney. Kennedy gives chase. Puck almost intercepted by Powell as he had a stick in the lane there. Powell touches up the puck just as Kennedy gets back over to his side of the blue line. So that was deemed onside, and hence why no whistle was blown. 17 minutes even to play in the first period. Still scoreless here at Cavity Busters Flyers skate zone. Powell backhands an attempt out of the neutral zone, back out into the Dragons' end until they touch up, finally get it to the red line, dump it down deep, and they're going to chase after it. And leading the chase there is number 20, Carson Newton, who has 3 goals on the season thus far. Shagan being hemmed in by Kump. Kump tries to ride him off the boards. He's the one who ultimately goes down at the end of it. Shot on, saved by Richards as he's able to get the pads down. Another shot on, misses the cage. That time 16:30 remaining in the first period, and unofficially shots 2-1. Drexel. Puck comes out into the high slot. Good defensive play there by Vasilev to get it out of harm's way momentarily. Until finally now the Owls come away with it. McKenney going to have a hard clearing attempt that doesn't get out of the zone. Unsuccessful there, but now the Owls are going to try it again. Powell gets ridden off the puck there. Carroll hits Thomas and frees that puck, and hence why the Dragons have possession of the puck right now.
We continue to see sloppy breakouts from this Owls team.
And yet again, Hayden Richards with the save, and yet again going to cover up, play it smartly. He trusts his team, and when you start winning faceoffs, you feel confident. You say, okay, we can freeze this puck. You don't feel so bad in a situation where you're going to freeze the puck, especially if you start winning more and more draws. But the faceoff is going to be deep in the Owls' end, going to come to the left of Richards. Carroll shot on, misses the net. And what a save there by Richards. He's able to get just over, honestly, more lucky than anything else. Quigley with a shot on, deflection in front. And it's saved by Richards. Yet again, he's able to sprawl out.
Lucky was the word I was going to use there. He's very lucky that didn't bounce off the wrong way in his pads.
Well, these are some lively boards here at the Flyers skate zone in Northeast Philadelphia. And really wouldn't have been on Richards if that goal was scored. His defense has to help him out.
Just an unlucky bounce, too.
But he does get back into position, and he has been playing pretty well. Maybe earned it. Sometimes you got to be lucky to be good. Save there by Richards, but there was a rebound after that one, so the Owls are going to try and dump it out of the zone, and it's going to go all the way back down for icing. Not a lot of time coming off the clock. 15:30 remaining in the first period. And already 6 shots on net for the Drexel Dragons. We saw this Friday where the Owls stay with the opposition, but eventually the shots and the rubber going on net to Burkhardt or Richards is going to come back to haunt them. Right now, unofficially, Owls trailing in the shot department 6-1, but Kennedy leads a break here for the Owls. He's able to gain the red line, almost gains the blue line. Hannerham, the defenseman, chipping in down deep. That might be a different look. You'll start to see Kennedy behind the cage, gets it back to the point to Powell. Powell reverses it around to Vasilev in front to Kennedy, and Kennedy gets the shot off. But
nice look.
The Drexel Dragon defender in front. Kurlikowski attempts to keep it in, unsuccessful. So now a break here for the Dragons. Shot hits the dasher boards behind the cage. And I mentioned it on Friday, it seems back and forth spurts. One team goes, then the other team goes, but right now it really has been almost all Drexel Dragons. 14:40 remaining in the first period, still scoreless here. Puck comes out of the zone. That's why the Dragons couldn't touch up with it, otherwise it was going to be offside. It was a delayed offside, the linesman was telling him. So Kennedy, able to gain the blue line at the left faceoff dot, dips the shoulder, reverses back for Vasilev. Vasilev's shot misses the net, but it's going to rim around to Fuchs, who's going to keep it in the zone. Good keep there by Nick Fuchs. Kennedy reverses, trying to find Milanesi in front. He's had some nifty backhand passes along the goal line. As Kennedy keeps it in the zone, good play there by him. Milanesi, number 91, gets ridden off the boards, is going to stay with the puck.
Drexel's in tight crowd in that slot area.
And now Kennedy intercepts behind the net, but then finally turns it over. It's been a long shift for him, as finally he's going to skate off to the bench and be replaced by a teammate. And that teammate is number 3, the first-year man, Price, for the Temple Owls. And a big check there by Nacero, the first-year man for the Owls. He is the shortest guy on the Owls team, but he lays a big check here. No love lost between the two teams. And I think behind the play, there was a penalty. The Owls might be going to their first power play of the game. 13:39 remaining.
That's a retaliation penalty right there for that hit.
So Nacero lays a big check, and now it's going to be a penalty to the Drexel Dragons. It's going to be against Ryan Beneducci, who has been an Owl killer in their previous matchups. And the Owls get an early power play. We mentioned on Friday their lone goal came on the power play from Patrick Hanrahan. No surprise to see him manning the point. But you know what is a surprise? On the right point, who has the puck right now, Stephen Kennedy is manning that point as well. And Lombardi is actually a forward, hence why he's touching it right now. So an interesting new look.
Very interesting.
We had mentioned on Friday they need to change up the power play unit, and that they have done. So good job by Coach to try and make in-game adjustments, and that's exactly what he's doing, as that puck was kept in momentarily by Hanrahan until it's finally kept in, worked behind the goal line. Kennedy gives chase.
Working hard to keep that puck in the zone.
And this is one of the strongest efforts we've seen from Stephen Kennedy. He is skating hard. It seems like he really wants it. I think finally frustration is settling in. The Owls are 2-7. One of their worst records in quite some time. Puck comes back to the point. Lombardi shot on rebound out in front, and Kantner's gonna finally cover up. 1:18 remaining to the Beneducci boarding minor. 12:57 remaining.
Good pressure though by these Owls to keep the puck in the zone. Maybe they haven't found the net yet, but they're working the puck around very nicely compared to the last few games.
Certainly the fact is Graham is unable to win the faceoff from Ryan Williams. So the puck comes back to the point to Fuchs. He's unable to keep it in. 12:47 remaining in the period, and we've reached just at that 1 minute mark remaining in the Beneducci minor. So the Owls are going to have to try and score on the second half of the 2-minute minor. Outlet pass to Devin Thomas, makes a move around his man. It's a 3-on-2 break. Devin Thomas with the puck, can't get a centering attempt, but kept in there momentarily. Milanesi hits Graham out in front. Puck would have hit a seam through, but Graham's stick blade hits it, and he's hobbling a little bit. Going to continue on his shift. 35 seconds remaining now to the Beneducci minor. Still scoreless here at Cavity Busters Flyer Skate Zone. Milanesi cross ice to Thomas, and they weren't able to effectively get cross ice passes against Penn State. They're able to do it against Drexel, which is fortunate for the Owls because that appears to be their bread and butter. Unfortunately for them, though, the puck comes out of the zone. They were finally able to set up. Their zone entries have been better tonight than it was
to me. It
on
looks
Friday.
The Penn State team was being a lot more aggressive in the neutral zone, attacking and making sure that Temple couldn't get in. But this Drexel team seems to be sitting back a little bit.
So we are back to even strength just as the puck came out into neutral ice, but Kennedy is going to man it. 3 men swarm to him. That appears to be a common theme that the opposition knows. You have to watch out for number 4, Stephen Kennedy, who's in his 3rd year with the Temple Owls. He has the puck right now, going to trace back into his own end. Finally gains the red line and some more. Lombardi, the defenseman, in down low, and we're seeing a lot of that. We saw Hanrahan earlier, now we're seeing Lombardi, the defenseman, and it is Hanrahan at the left point, shot on, looking for a deflection out in front, heavy rebound, Kander swallows that one up, but the Owls are applying pressure. Suddenly, 4 straight shots on net for the Owls, 11:03 remaining in the first period.
You keep mentioning the defense, bringing the puck into the zone. That must be a new game plan they're working on. They realize that their defensemen maybe have better hands, maybe can hold on to the puck a little bit better, so they try to get them into the zone and start the play.
And now Hanrahan again, and this offensive zone draw was going to be a forward, so it's Kennedy and Krolikowski back, but Hanrahan skates as hard as he can to get back defensively. And I like these new looks. I really think it'll lead to more success for the Temple Owls as Hanrahan's going to go off for a hooking there. He lost positioning there, and he just tried to free the puck. Got the stick in the midsection. No protest from the captain. He's fully aware that's a penalty, so no discussion to be had. Hanrahan off for hooking, and you're going to now see the Drexel Dragons on the power play for the first time. It's going to be Ryan Williams taking the draw for the Drexel Dragons. 10:50 remaining in the first period. Puck is brought to the near board side where Williams gives back to the point to Quigley. Quigley was walking that line and then gets it back to Williams. Back to Quigley at the left point. He's going to survey his options. Now cross ice is Williams. Centering attempt. Richards was out of position. Fortunate for him, a tip didn't beat him. Back to the point to Quigley, who's straight away walking the line. Shot on. Deflection in front. Richards with the save. 10:19 remaining to the period, 1:27 remaining to the Hanrahan minor. Brought back to Williams, who reverses with Quigley. Now Quigley in the high slot can't get the puck on his tape. He was out open in the high slot. Comes back to the point to Williams. Back to Quigley at the right faceoff. That Krolikowski gets a stick in the lane. And this could be an on-man rush as Powell, who had a hat trick last game, shot on, saved there by Kander, but a hard, tough shot eats up more clock. And Krolikowski with that extra poke, the assistant captain for the Owls, kills a little more clock. 9:45 remaining in the first period.
Powell with a veteran move, just getting anything on net he can and getting off.
And now it's Carroll behind the net, gets it back to the point. Shot on net, pad save there by Richards. 9:29 remaining in the period. 38 seconds to the Hanrahan minor. Straight away are the Drexel Dragons missing the cage there yet again, and then they can't keep the zone, so another effective clear. It has been a strong start to this game for the Owls. They had a little bit of a rough start in the first 2-3 minutes, but other than that, for the remainder of the period, they have kept up. The Drexel Dragons might have something to say about that. 15 seconds remaining to their power play. Working it behind the cage now. Or the Dragons comes back out to the point. McKenney skating as hard as he can. Man, for a guy who I mentioned hadn't skated in quite some time in his third game, really has the wheels. Eats up more clock. Back to even strength. Both teams 0 for 1 on the power play, but outlet pass to Carroll. Carroll at the right face off that high-rising shot. Misses the net. Hits these lively boards, and Kempinski skating hard. Wanted that puck, and keep in mind he had an earlier opportunity, almost scored. But yet again, now it's the Dragons leading into the Owls' end. They have the puck right now. 8:28 remaining in the first period. Kumpf to Nacero, who laid a big check earlier. Tries to dance around his man, tying up his man there was Bonaducci. It was Graham who was trying to put it home as he was crashing the net. Kander comes out of the net. The Dragons reverse it around. It's Kumpf to play. I think he was about to go off for a line change. He has to stay out here, and now he's finally going to go off for that line change as the puck was played to him. That puck's going to go all the way down for an icing. 7:58 remaining in the first period, and it seems like the Owls are the ones pressing now as the puck is going to come all the way into the Dragons' end.
The PK looked real good. The box stayed nice and tight. The guy up in front was moving around with the puck very nicely, making it very difficult for Drexel to get anything started.
Powell to take the draw for the Owls. Wins again. That's 3 for 3 on the draw for Powell. That puck almost handcuffed the netminder Kander. Fortunate for him, it missed the net. Vasilev able to keep it in. Gives on over to Powell. Powell's trying to go backhand to forehand. As he was transitioning, the puck was stolen away from him. Now he has the puck yet again. Kennedy along the goal line tries to backhand it back to the point. Unsuccessful, so a 2-on-2 break, but Vasilev gets back to make sure that it's a 3-on-2. Man, Hayden Richards misplays that one as it's behind the net, and they're going to whistle it down because it's behind the net and it's actually on the cage, so you can't play that puck. 7:30 even to go in the first period. Still scoreless here.
Still scoreless. This is a good game so far.
So far, the Owls really are dictating the play, especially in the last 2-3 minutes. And I think this is where frustration certainly starts to settle in, as Richards is able to cover that one up. 2 ticks come off the clock on that one. But I think at some point the team has to wake up, and I think we're starting to see it here on Sunday, at least hopefully for the Owls case. This is their wake-up call. Puck comes back to the point. Richards misplays it, so it's a rebound. Dragons have possession of the puck. Quigley can't keep that in. Giving chase is Vasilev. 0-0 for the Owls. A little bit of a weird number. As the puck comes all the way into the Owls' end, Fuchs backhands it to the far board side where Kennedy gives chase. A deflection in front, and Richards comes up with it. It was a bobbling puck, but 7:06 remaining in the first period, still scoreless, but now we're seeing the Dragons start to press a bit.
Nice tip by the Drexel man out in front, but an even better reaction save from Richards.
And Richards is now getting his paraphernalia checked out. Might have had a little bit of a mask issue. Might also be buying some time for his team. You see that sometimes from goalies where conveniently once the opposition starts pressing, they say, okay, I'm going to take a mini timeout. I got an issue with my paraphernalia. So the referee's trying to help him out, making this as speedy as possible. But there might be a legitimate issue with the paraphernalia
Looks like
here.
The throat blocker probably came a little bit untied.
Well, that's certainly important. You don't want anyone getting hit in the throat, especially the goalie who's having rubber thrown at them all game long, but he gets checked out. He is okay now. 7:06 remaining. Face-off deep in the Owls' end. A fortuitous play here for the Owls. They were almost able to get it out, but Quigley tries to get a shot off Krolikowski in the lane to make sure that shot doesn't get through. So now it's the Dragons working it behind the cage is Beneducci. Along the goal line now is Carroll. Covering up the puck is the netminder Richards. As it was thrown to him along the goal line, he's able to hug that post, cover up. 6:46 remaining in the scoreless first period.
The Owls D definitely looks a lot tighter today. They look like they're skating much better.
Which is surprising because this is their third game on the weekend. You normally see teams get tired. It's very rare at all levels of play you see a team play 3 straight days, but that's just how their schedule worked out this weekend. Now Nacero is sprung free. He's able to gain the red line, dumps the puck down deep, and it's Perro with an extra slash to Nacero. No call there. It was lost at the feet of Price, so now the Dragons keep possession of the puck, gaining the blue line cleanly are the Dragons. It's Williams who takes a shot to the back of the head at the end of that play. Then the puck hits the protective awning. So near the spectator, so 6:15 to go. That same unit for the Owls doesn't have to stay out because last second the linesman deemed it was deflected out. That's why I was confused why that unit was staying out there. But the linesman getting a little impatient once this quick change for the Owls as they were taking their sweet time. But again, face-off in the Owls' end. Shot misses the net because of Eric's stick in front. Rebound comes to the left face-off dot. Shot on by Williams. Save there by the netminder Richards.
Kept it in the right place.
6 minutes remaining in the first period. Unofficially 13-6 in the shot department. Dragons as Kennedy isn't able to get the puck out of play or out of his own zone. I should have said Carroll can't stuff that one home.
Fancy little
right
no
out
look.
in front.
Fancy little no-look back pass there.
And Carroll's a big body. He's going to stay in front this whole time, number 12. Carroll tries to poke that one in yet again, but lively sticks of the Owls don't let that puck through, and the puck now comes to the side of the net where McKinney's going to sky it out. No icing there. A well-played clear by Justin McKinney, but pressing yet again are the Drexel Dragons. Williams at the right face-off dot looking for a centering attempt to Carroll, unsuccessful. Beneducci now has the puck. That's Christopher Rodriguez, number 12, who's now going off for a line change, being replaced here by number 20, Carson Newton. Shot on, save there by Richards as he's able to swallow it up. 5:01 remaining to the first period. Still scoreless, but now the Dragons keep on pressing. It just feels only a matter of time until they score.
Spent a lot of time in the Owl zone in the last few minutes.
Face-off won by Eric Graham. Again, certainly an area it appears they've improved on the Owls from Friday's game. That's Newton, number 20, who tried to poke it in, unsuccessful there. Kempinski giving chase, overskates the puck. So Drexel's able to free it into the Owls' end. Now struggling to maintain possession of the puck was Graham. Finally finds Kempinski, who's going to reverse around, gets it on over to the left wing side until he finally turns it over.
Very
Lombardi with a
aggressive
stick in the lane to make sure that puck didn't get through to Richards. No shot on goal there for the Dragons until they finally throw it back on. Still not a shot on goal in that attempt. 4:20 remaining in the first period. Graham gets upended. No call there. Both referees were looking at it, but he gets back up on his own 2 feet, no problem. Nacero can't keep possession of that puck. It finally comes free out of the blue paint. And Nacero's able to gain the red line. No icing there as it's dumped down deep. Kantner to play. Works it again to that left wing side. But now it's the Dragons gaining the blue line. Shot, stick in the lane by Hannerhan. Deflects out of play into the protective awning behind Richards. 3:52 remaining in the first period.
Drexel being a little bit more aggressive on the forecheck. They had all 5 players in the offensive zone for the Owls, even without the puck, which is very aggressive.
Milanesi, a clean win for the Owls. Very important in the defensive zone. That means more than offensive zone victories because at least the opposition has more or less 200 feet to go in your defensive end. If you lose a draw, it could smell trouble. So an effective win by Milanesi. Sprung forward is Nacero. He's going to try and turn on the afterburners. Weak wrist shot on net. Easy save there by Kantner. Price tries to stay on his man, unsuccessful. So Krolikowski misplays that puck, and that might just be from all the missed time he's had. As the puck slid right under his stick, it wasn't firm against that ice. So Nacero is going to stay on. Quite a bit of a long shift here. Giving chase is Nacero, trying to ride his man off hard. And again, a small player, Nacero, but he plays big. It's the Dragons coming forward. Shot misses just right of the cage. Williams tries to keep it in, unsuccessful. Giving chase is Kennedy. He's at the right face, done in alone on a breakaway, shoots, and he hits heavy metal. He had the netminder Kantner beaten it, hits the post. He's going to see that one in his dreams tonight. He picked a corner and couldn't put it home. 2:54 remaining in the first period.
Kennedy came out of nowhere. All of a sudden, the puck just popped out into empty space, and Kennedy comes flying down. Very unlucky to miss that shot.
Now, Powell's been very good on draws. The centerman for the Owls loses that one, but as I said, it's more important to win the defensive zone draws than the offensive zone draws, as the Dragons still have the puck in their own zone. It's worked below our perch, intercepted by the Owls. Finally comes back out into the Owls' end. 2:35 remaining in the first period. Shots are 15-8 in favor of the Dragons. A centering attempt there, it would have been Beneducci putting that one home, but he wasn't able to get his stick on it. He was left all alone in the high slot. He now is able to calm it down in the left corner boards. 2:15 remaining in the first period. Powell with the puck, slowly tries to get it out, unsuccessful there. So it's Rodrigue keeping the zone. Finally comes out of play for McCulloch to play number 29, one of the more skilled defensemen for this Drexel Dragons team. And Vasilev was just trying to be sprung forward. He didn't even keep possession of that puck, so it was a turnover easy. 1:53 remaining in the first period, and it's been a little bit of a sloppy last minute or two for the Owls since the Kennedy breakaway.
The Owls continuing this stretch breakout, and it doesn't seem to be working too well as they keep missing these passes and Drexel and turning the puck over to Drexel.
And that's very important, especially it seems that the Dragons are winning the neutral zone battles thus far as Vasilev tries to line up his man. He's the one who's ultimately going to be the recipient of that hit. Puck comes to the side of Richards, finally steered clear where Kennedy gives chase, but he's not able to get it out of the zone. So working it behind the net are the Dragons. Comes back to the right point now along the far board side. Now again back at the right face-off dot until it finally is brought out of the zone. Will not go all the way down for icing. 1:05 remaining in the scoreless first period. And again, we did see a scoreless first period on Friday, but then in the next two periods, Penn State was able to score 9, specifically 6 in the second period, 3 in the third. But so far still scoreless as Devin Thomas dumps it down deep. Kantner is going to opt to cover it up. He's going to play conservatively as well. 49.8 seconds remaining in the first period.
Let's see if the Owls can win a quick face-off, maybe put something on net, create a little rebound, maybe screen, something to get them going before the end of the period.
And manning the point is Krulikowski and Hannerham. Before we saw them pinching down low, they most likely just don't want to allow a goal again, so they rather play a little more defensive at the end of this period. But the Dragons are going to give chase here. It's Newton with Hannerham, both donning number 20 for their respective programs. And these are two very good programs in the ECHA, Temple and Drexel, as Hannerham frees the puck out of the zone. Graham finds Thomas. He's able to gain the line cleanly. 22 seconds remaining in the period. And it's a 3-on-2 break. If they move fast, they are unable to, but Drexel would have had an odd man rush there. 15 seconds remaining. Hannerham absorbs the hit, but turns over the puck. Graham comes out of nowhere himself as he's leading a 1-on-2 charge. Just tries to dance around his man. Unsuccessful there. And that'll do it for the first period. A scoreless first period between these two ECHA rivals, and Temple has come out tough against the heavily favorited Drexel Dragons. Shots unofficially in favor of the Dragons, 15-8.
Good period for the Owls. I mean, they were outshot, but they kept the scoreboard empty. One thing they'd like to do probably coming out in the next, better breakouts out of the zone. They spent a lot of time in their own end. And Drexel was playing that high forecheck. They're going to have to find some way to get out of their own zone.
And the thing to say about that is you can only imagine that Coach Roman Bassetti is going to say to his team, look, just being honest, we're not expected to win. So the fact that it's 0-0, just like it was Friday, we know if the other team decides to turn it on, this can be a catastrophe. So what we need to do is we need to keep the pedal to the metal. We need to keep on pressing the issue. It's going to be that tough second period that we always talk about, the period of the long change. So we'll see if the Owls die there again, but that's going to do it for our first period. And the next time we come back, it will be Patrick Johnson, the intermission analyst. You'll hear his voice momentarily.
We're in here for the first intermission report with Patrick Johnstone. Patrick, what'd you like of that first period?
Well, I like how the Owls came out. They're very high energy. The game's going pretty quick right now, very fast paced. They're hanging with them 0-0. And one thing, you can't let 15 shots go in the first period. Hayden Richards is doing a good job stopping those shots, but you can't let them get to them that many times.
Good. What did you see? Anything else?
I just like the way they're playing. They're hitting, they're skating with them, they're clearing the puck when they need to, they're keeping the puck in their offensive zone when they need to, and just a good game so far.
That Penn State game, you almost gave me the right prediction at the end of the game. What do you think? What do you think for this next period?
I just don't want another second period against Penn State. I'm going to say
Temple has been catastrophic in the second period.
I'm going to say 4-1 Drexel at the end of this period.
4-1 Drexel. You heard it here. The Zamboni is just about finishing the resurfacing of the ice, and we'll be back with the second period in a few minutes.
And welcome back in for some second period action between these two City 6 rivals. And talking about City 6, we're obviously talking about the city of Philadelphia, so no better song to bring us in than thinking about Rocky running up those Philadelphia Museum of Art stairs.
Absolutely, it's a classic movie.
The steps in front of the Philadelphia Art Museum is actually closer, pretty much on Drexel's campus.
Just about, yeah.
So maybe this is more of a Drexel song than a Temple song, but nonetheless, it's a Philadelphia song, exactly. So both teams are probably pretty happy and excited to come out to this song, get them revved up. A scoreless first period where both teams had some spurts, and we were mentioning a little bit about how there was some stretch passes from the D zone into the offensive zone from the Owls. You can't do that in the period of the long change. You will get burned. Interestingly enough, number 14, Justin McKinney, is now coming in as a forward. Stephen Kennedy lined up as a defender as the Dragons have the puck, trying to press the issue immediately. And just 9 seconds come off the clock, and it's getting a little chippy. Suddenly, they hear that Rocky music, and they're getting a little chippy. Faceoff is going to come to the left of the netminder, Hayden Richards, who really has done everything he possibly can in his few starts he's had thus far this season.
It's really whether or not he can play the full 60.
Justin McKinney hemming in Perro, and Perro tries to swing his stick to free the puck, but unable to, so Vasilev shoots the puck on net, and it goes just wide of the cage ultimately, as Kantner got a piece of it to deflect it out of harm's way. Now McKinney going to dump it down deep. Touching up are the Dragons as they're able to gain the red line. Dumping it down deep is True Trevara. Kumpf behind the cage, backhands it out. Quigley just keeps it in. It's at the feet of multiple players. Kempinski giving chase. Number 18 had 2 goals yesterday. Dips the shoulder, tries to backhand it on, stays with the puck. And that was all out. Kempinski shot by Justin McKinney.
Stephen Kennedy asking for that puck centered.
And Justin McKinney with a little bit of a knuckle puck, didn't get all of it. So Kennedy back to McKinney. McKinney shot, saved by Kantner. A little bit of a rebound, some pushing and shoving afterwards. But Kantner covers up, still scoreless, 18:45 remaining.
You like Kempinski
in the second period.
You like Kempinski coming in, driving the net. Couldn't get anything on net, but you like to see at least he turned the gas on.
And that's a big, strong boy, and when he turns on the afterburn, it's very hard to knock him off the puck. And you're starting to see, as I mentioned earlier, the offensive prowess that he has, Alex Kempinski, as he's able to get possession of that puck, dump it all the way down toward Kantner, forcing the Dragons to work it out of their zone, and they're unable to, so Alex Kempinski brings it in, and now the Owls have it. Kempinski with the shot, high-rising shot, and he takes another shot, goes to the left corner boards, but man, what a shift by number 18, Alex Kempinski, really earning the second-line minutes that he's not used to. Eric Graham reverses for Devin Thomas. Devin Thomas going to be the first one to touch up at the left face-off dot. Shot swallowed up there by Kantner. 18:08 to go in the second period, and the Owls have come out strong.
Coming out firing. You know, when your team is struggling, sometimes it doesn't matter who's played when, who's played where. It's all about who's hot at the moment.
And that's what the coach is doing. Coach Roman Bassetti is pushing all the right buttons, just trying to make sure, hey, you have to earn your ice time. So if you're going to play good, you're going to get the minutes. Shot on by Lombardi, saved there by Kantner. And we're seeing it here. The guys that have been playing better are getting more minutes, and the guys who are a little sluggish aren't on for quite as many shifts. Nacero's been one of the better forwards for the Owls, but he does turn over the puck. They're leading an odd man chase here is Drexel, but Nick Fuchs gets back just in time to negate that one.
Beautiful back check.
Now Lombardi with a forearm shiver to free that puck out of the zone. Drexel dumps the puck down deep. It's going to be right behind Richards. Finally comes to the far board side where Lombardi gives on over to Nacero. Milanesi can't keep possession of it. Nacero skies it out. Price goes on after it. Can't keep up with it, so Drexel dumps it down deep, forcing the Owls to reset. Fuchs at the far board side finally gets it out. Put just enough mustard on that one to get it out of the zone until Drexel brings it back in. So Lombardi reverses around for Nacero. Nacero can't get a piece of it. So it is going to be Malechek
We
to try and spring his man forward. In alone on a breakaway, shoots, and a gobble-up save there. He's able to get the pads down. Is Hayden Richards, 16:56 to go in the second period.
Nice job to squeeze that one in tight.
And that shot was taken by number 22, Christopher Hagan. He was one of the starters for the Dragons.
Owls still struggling in their own zone with the puck.
They do win the defensive draw. It was Powell, who has been impressive in the faceoff dot, gave it a Hannerhan, who ultimately turns it over, comes all the way out of the blue paint. Don't know what both Drexel defenders were looking at. They stared at it. Maybe some miscommunication there. Gaining the line is Kennedy at the right faceoff dot. Gives it back to the right point. Krulikowski can't keep it in, as that one handcuffed him a bit, and that'll just take some time at normal game speed for him to get the puck under control. Is Matt Krulikowski. So the puck is in the Owls' end, and that's going to be a delayed offside. They're going to deem it was actually offside. 16:22 to go in the second period. Still scoreless.
Still scoreless. Yeah, Owls keeping themselves in this game. They're coming out strong this period. So far, I like what I see.
And Powell is going to take the draw yet again. Can't win that one, but it's very important that he wins those defensive zone draws, and I believe he's been perfect thus far. And he could be sprung forward for a 2-on-1. Powell has Kennedy shot, by Powell. Following up, if there was a rebound, would have been Kennedy, but gobbled up there by Kantner. So Powell with the shot.
Kantner squeezes his pads tight as well.
Both goalies have been impressive. They've made all the right saves. A couple rebound opportunities that were almost put home, but both goalies perfect thus far. 16 saves for Richards, 13 for Kantner. Puck is won by the Drexel Dragons. Harrow, the captain defenseman, number 26, with the puck now, is able to get it free, gets it out to Krulikowski, so that's not who he was looking for. But now having to reset are the Dragons in their own end. Harrow gives on over his defensive partner, Quigley, who turns over the puck, comes back out to Kempinski. And man, he is swarming like a bee today. Alex Kempinski, number 18. It feels like he just has one in his back pocket. He's about to get any minute now. As each shift he gets better and better. Bringing it into the zone are the Dragons. Now along the goal line. Now actually it's at the right faceoff. That comes back to the right point. Quigley now to the left point is Perro. Tees up a shot, doesn't get on net. Don't think Richard saw that. He was screened out in front. That puck comes high into right near the lighting in the ceiling, but it doesn't hit it, so the play is still going on. No need to whistle the play down. Krulikowski with the puck uses the sideboards to try and pass it out of the zone. Williams with the puck. He has some jets, man, and he is going to show it here. Perro now gives on over to Quigley. It was Beneducci at the right goal mouth, but he can't poke that one in, so it's Justin McKinney behind his own goal line. Can't get it out of the zone, and that has been one of the weaknesses for the Owls, as they get hemmed into their end, and it takes a while for it to get out. Williams shot on pad save there by the netminder Richards, so now Kennedy is going to see what he can do. Tries to dance around Malechek, unsuccessful there. Williams leading a 3-on-2 here. Williams at the left face, does shot, high rising shot, and a save there by Richards. Is able to make the left glove save. 14:23 remaining in the second period.
Drexel looks real good on the 3-on-2s coming in. That's something you don't see Temple do very often.
A mistake there by number 24, Ryan Williams, is I would go low there. You have an odd man rush. If you force the netminder Richards to make the save with the pad, he could kick it out, and then there would be a juicy rebound. We've seen that a ton. He went high, and Richards was able to see it. He wasn't screened in front, so he makes the save.
That's a goal scorer mentality, just trying to do it all himself.
But now the Dragons, have it in the end. That was Newton looking for a centering attempt. Comes back to the left point. They tee up a shot. Comes out in front. Richards out of position, but the shot not on net, so no goal, as we are still scoreless here at Cavity Busters Flyer Skate. So Newton puts a licking on Kumpf as it reverses around to the nearboard side. McKinney giving chase. Now they're letting their man stay and set up. Newton along the far board side turns it over to Kumpf. Kumpf uses the boards, and then Vasilev is going to dump it down. but no icing here. Puck comes below our perch. Williams gives chase with McKenny. Williams goes tight into the net, but Richards, I think, got a piece of it, and then it went behind the net. But man, Ryan Williams is soaring right now, number 24. Half of the Williams brothers. That's Ryan, number 24, Matt, number 19. You'll see both of them plenty. Comes back to the point to Beneducci. Works it over to Malechik. Deflection out in front.
McKenny in the right place.
McKenny fortunate to be in that spot so that Williams can't bang it home. And another save there by Richards on Williams.
Drexel pressing hard in the last couple minutes.
And talking about pressing, now they're going to bring out two very reliable defensemen. Nick Fuchs, the first-year man for the Owls, and Jason Lombardi, the assistant captain, in his 4th year with the team. They're going to try and make sure no more shots are on net.
They got to get the puck out of their zone here.
And so that's Lombardi trying to get it out. He reverses it around. Shot deflection out in front, misses the net. Prices the puck, gets hemmed in along the near board side. He's along the right wing, tries to get it out. It does come free. Nacero, one-on-one. He's at the left face. High rising shot, misses the net, hits the dasher board, able to be kept in by Fuchs. Malechik can't slow that one down. And a good forecheck here by Milanesi, the first-year man for the Owls, number 91. He loses it at his skates. Now it comes back to the left point. Lombardi shot on. Big, juicy rebound, and tying up his stick was the defenseman for the Dragons. Nacero had a wide-open cage staring back at him, but he can't poke that one in. The Owls finally touch up. No delayed offside. 12:04 to go in the second period. Still scoreless here. And it just appears that the Owls won't break. They keep on bending, but won't break. Backhand shot misses the net, goes behind the net. And it comes to the side of Richards, and I don't know if it goes behind him. They're going to deem it does. And it was just poked in along the goal line. It was seeping through. To the naked eye, I don't know if the entirety of the puck crossed the goal line, but they're going to deem it does. So that's going to be a goal for number 22, Christopher Hagan.
In this kind of league, the referee, it's up to referee discretion, and he must have seen something a little closer that we didn't. But that one hurts.
That one really hurts, and it's a garbage goal. They count all the same, pretty or garbage. It's going to count all the same. 1-0 Drexel. And what's most important for the Owls is that they try and get that next one. If they go down 2-0, they might be hard on themselves. So Graham is going to try and do that as he gets a shot on. Stick save there by the netminder.
22, Chris Hagan, time to goal, 8 minutes, 12 seconds.
And that was an unassisted goal by number 22 Hagan, and now it's the Dragons gaining the end. They have momentum. It's Matt Williams now, number 19, not to be confused with his brother Ryan Williams, number 24. Centering attempt to Carroll, comes out in front, shot on, saved by Richards, as he's able to slide over from post to post, swallows it up, and freezes the puck.
If you're Richards, you want to forget that one, that last one even happened, and he does that by making the first save that he sees after. I think what happened on that play was the Drexel player tried to just shove that in, and it ends up hitting a couple sticks in front and ends up just squeaking through the pads.
Yeah, there's really no such thing as a bad shot on goal. You never know what can happen, and that goes for all levels. It doesn't even matter at the professional ranks. You've seen some crazy ones go in. That was an icing, and Powell is none too pleased, thought he beat it out, so he throws the stick of the defender, Malechik. And there's a couple words between the referee and Powell. He was skating in hard. Just a good hockey play there. Nothing more than that.
Nothing malicious.
Don't expect any repercussions to come from that. Just Powell was a little upset, thought he beat it out. But now he's forced to try and win a defensive zone draw as he's unable to. The Dragons win the faceoff, but pressing are the Owls. And who comes up with it? Number 4, Stephen Kennedy, who takes a big check. He's unfazed by it. As right now, momentarily, it is in the Dragons' end. 10:48 to go. Kennedy picks it up. Centering attempt, no one home. And now a 2-on-3 break for the Dragons. As it's worked along the nearboard side. The Drexel player out in front took a spill. Powell turns on the afterburners. He's going to be the first one there. Powell takes a shot on, finds it, and he scores! Joey Powell gave him 4 goals in the last 2 games, And he really wanted it. There was a delayed offside a few seconds ago. Joey Powell ties it up, and I said how important it was to get that next goal, and the Owls get it.
Great play by Powell to turn on the speed there. And he finished his play, absolutely. First shot didn't go in, but you know what? Pop through, sneak through, that's exactly what you need. A little break maybe.
And he follows up his own rebound. Kantner makes the initial save, and Powell pokes it home. That gives the Owls some life. 1-1 at almost the halfway point of regulation. And I told you we would have a dandy here, and that's what it looks like it'll be. As the Dragons are now obviously upset. They had a very short lead, comes back to the point, shot misses the net. Lively boards here at Flyer skate zone. Almost brings it back out into front of the net, but momentarily the Owls tried to clear, so now it's brought back into the Owls' end. Near board side is Kumpf. He has his teammate Price with him.
Owls goal, scored by number 11, Joey Powell, assisted by number 22, Matt Krulikowski.
And Matt Krulikowski with the assist on that goal as he sprung Powell forward, and man, Powell turned on the afterburners there. The play was below our perch. We lost it for a second, but out of nowhere, number 11 in white just squeaks through, and he gets the goal. He was in alone on a breakaway along the left wing side. Hard wrist shot on net.
And a goal like that should fire up your boys.
A very exciting turn of events because the Owls are fully aware, just like we're fully aware in the broadcast booth, that when they allow that first goal, they seem to just get down on themselves. And I imagine Coach told them, listen, you allowed a goal, so let's get it back. We can score a goal. And that's exactly what they did. Not a lot of time between the two goals. First goal by Hagen, number 22. Second goal by number 11 for the Owls, Joey Powell. And he's out right now, Joey Powell. I think Kennedy was tripped, no call. The entire Owls bench livid right now. Still no call. Not a lot of penalties in this game. It's been a little chippy, but it's been a hard-fought, good contested game. Williams at the left fence dot hits heavy metal. That one doesn't go in. Shot on Richards, and he's able to save it, cover it up. 9:04 to go in the second period. And that little bit of buzz was lost after the Dragons went up 1-0. We have it back here at Flyer Skate Zone.
Drexel almost capitalized in there.
And still the Temple bench none too pleased that there was no penalty call. They felt if they could have got a power play, they could have really changed the momentum.
You mentioned, though, the refs are letting them play a little bit today.
But there hasn't been anything super dirty as Kennedy waits, takes the shot, hits off the blue area behind the boards. So it had a weird carom off the boards because it hit that top dasher area. Powell behind the net, centering attempt to Kennedy. He does get it, but it doesn't go on net, but he saw it cleanly and got the shot off. Kennedy skies that one down. Beneducci looking for Quigley there as the Dragons momentarily gain the line, but now it's Graham and Kennedy at center ice. Kennedy's going to dump it down, was able to gain the red line. Kantner out to play, gets a stick on it. Graham giving chase. Captain Perro loses the puck to Vasilev. Vasilev looking for a centering attempt. Then he gets his pocket picked. Ryan Williams off to the races. Finally forced to slow down as Fuchs pokes the puck free for him.
Fuchs with a nice strong stick play
takes
there.
A big check afterwards, and that's a delayed offside, and it will be called for offside against the Dragons. 8 minutes even to go in the second frame. Still knotted up at 1. 2 goals in this game, evenly split between the two teams. Graham and Williams set to take the draw here. They both tie each other's stick up. Ultimately, the Dragons win that faceoff. Calling for it is the lone goal scorer for the Dragons, Hagen, as Williams and him go in deep. Hagen looking for a centering attempt. No one home. Devin Thomas finds Kempinski, and he's had himself quite a game. Streaking down the right wing side. Tries to handcuff the netminder, Kantner, but he is not fooled. Save there by Kantner as he freezes the puck. And the shot department looks like how you'd expect it to be. 24-17 in favor of Drexel, but that's not incredibly favored one way or another like we saw Friday night. Drexel with a weak clearing attempt kept in by Graham. Graham working along the goal line, high rising shot. They keep on elevating that puck. Hasn't worked thus far.
The read on this Drexel goaltender must be that he has soft hands.
Well, you did see that they tried to beat him glove side, and they were able to.
Couldn't make the save, and it resulted in a goal.
And he also has a right-handed glove, and that's rare to see. We mentioned it before. Former Owls goalie Eric Samborsi had a right-handed glove, but that's pretty rare to see. So maybe they just keep on trying to go to different sides. Devin Thomas intercept, tries to poke away at it. Is Kempinski, can't put it home. Graham gets a piece of it. Carroll now with the puck for the Drexel Dragons. 6:48 remaining in the second period. Kumpf takes a big hit. Now Kempinski, the big body for the Owls, gets hit with the puck, so it is going to be offside. He was offside, just trying to go off for a line change, and then at some friendly fire, Kumpf hits his own man Kempinski. 6:41 remaining in the second period, all knotted up at 1. Milanesi tries to punch it forward, technically loses the draw, even though he was the one who punched it right to the Drexel Dragons defense. So now Kumpf and McKenney on the defensive blue line for the Owls. McKenney with that puck gets it out of harm's way, giving chase is Milanesi, the first-year man for the Owls. Keeps on chasing that, and Price, also the first-year man, tries to get involved. But now it's Drexel into the Owls' end, centering attempt. They're not able to connect on the one-timer. They keep on trying to center in front, and not a single one-timer has worked yet.
The Owls look like they can smell something's cooking. They're really starting to turn it on here.
Well, it is 1-1 as Richards makes that save there. But the Owls are pretty confident in knowing, as they finally get out of harm's way, it's Milanesi leading a 2-on-2 charge. He's going to dump it down deep. Save there by the netminder Kantner. Now thrown back on him under his paraphernalia is Kantner. And as I mentioned, the Owls, it counts all the same, but the one goal they allowed was just a garbage goal out in front. Richards and his defenseman, I don't think were on the same wavelength, and so
I think that goal that Kantner gave up is a little bit in his head. He looks a little shaky playing the puck out in front, and the Owls should take advantage of that. Throw some things on net.
So who wins the faceoff other than number 11, Joey Powell? Man, he has been impressive, and he has 4 goals in his last 2 games. Kennedy kicks it to the point to Fuchs. Pass there to Vasilev. Puck comes all the way down. Will go down for icing, as Fuchs will be the first one there in the hybrid icing. And for those of you that don't know, hybrid icing is pretty much equivalent to your standard icing. The only difference is the first guy to reach the face-off dot is deemed to have, in theory, touched it. So Fuchs is the first one to the face-off dot, so it isn't icing. You just want to rule out some of the more physical play. It can be a dangerous play before when there was icing and you had to touch up.
Especially in a chippy league like this.
At all levels, it's definitely hard.
Absolutely.
And that's why they've implemented it even at the professional ranks, because even though those guys are professional, man, when they hit you and you don't expect it, it can hurt.
Well, concussions have become a big issue in this sport, and it's one way that they've figured out to reduce the number of concussions.
So now at the point is Peril. Hard shot on, but saved there by Richards. He was ready for that one, as it is the captain, number 26 in. High-rising shot saved there by Richards. And man, Zach Perro had a high-rising shot there, and he also had a tough wrist shot, but Richards was up to the task. All knotted up at 1. 4:58 remaining in the second period, and this has been a great Sunday afternoon here at Flyer Skate Zone, a very fun one. And thank you for tuning into this broadcast, because we appreciate all of our listeners listening in. As Beneducci gives it along the goal line, centering attempt, they still can't get that one-time opportunity out in front that they want. Devlin, the first-year man, tries to free the puck. It's below our perch. Comes back to Malechik, who was trying to find Williams, and that's going to go all the way down for icing. And as you saw there, the whistle was blown just as Lombardi and Fuchs reached the face-off dot. Not much contention there. It was going to be icing no matter what. 4:35 remaining in the second period, all knotted up at 1. It looks like it's going to be Devlin to take the draw, the first-year man for the Temple Owls, as he's able to win it back cleanly. Lombardi's shot hits Williams out in front, number 24, that being Ryan Williams. Now it's given on over to Carol. Beneducci giving chase. He's at the right face of dot. Couldn't get the puck fully on his stick, so it was a weak shot. It was a little bit of a whiff even, so it doesn't go on net. Comes back to the left point. Shot, deflection out in front. Williams now has the puck. Backhand shot. They try and stuff away at it. Richards hugs the post. 4:04 to go in the second period. Drexel pressing now, and a save by Richards. And there's some contact out in front, but no pushing and shoving afterwards.
Richards is very confident with his glove hand. Looks real nice today.
And as long as we're talking about goalies, Scott Salomon told me pregame that Wednesday he hopes to be clear to play in practice. So there's a chance he will get next Sunday's game. We will wait and see. But the way Richards is playing, no need to think about another goalie. He has been very impressive tonight at Cavity Busters Flyer skate zone. Matt Williams with the puck. Turns it over at the red line. Comes all the way down. Hanrahan's going to be the first one to touch up. Ryan Williams gives chase. He's now going to go off for a line change. And who's replacing him? Well, number 19, Matt Williams. So brother for brother there. Nacero finally pokes it free. Milanesi giving chase. A stick lift there. Able to get it into the Drexel end. 3:25 remaining in the second period. As Williams now with the puck. Intercepted by Nacero. He's going to dump it down deep. Give chase again. It's Milanesi. Nacero on the forecheck. And add in there number 4, Stephen Kennedy, who has the puck now. He frees it. Gets it back to the point. Krulikowski already has an assist. And a rebound out in front. And he scores! Milanesi! Oh my, an innocent shot gives Krulikowski 2 assists. And the Owls lead 2-1. That puck handcuffs Kandner. He's going to want that one back.
I was just saying, he doesn't look very confident playing the puck. He gave up a big, juicy rebound and split his legs open, and that's a 5-hole. Right through the legs.
And truly, I think you have to credit number 7, Dan Nacero, with that one, because he just intercepted it at neutral ice. When you win the neutral zone battles, it's so important. Owls up 2-1 late in the second period. They were trailing 1-0. Didn't take a lot of time as Williams now intercepts behind the net. Richards covers up. But Drexel took an early 1-0 lead. Temple answered right back, and then a few minutes later, Milanesi with his first as a Temple Owl. And the Owls are on top 2-1 in a game that they are not expected to win. Still 23 minutes to play in this game.
If you're Temple, you want to play real sound defense for the rest of this period and get out of here with a lead.
Well, you don't want to play too conservative. There is 23 minutes left.
Just play sound. Play nice, good, solid defense here.
Drexel keeps it in the end. Shot on rebound. Fortunate for the Owls that didn't go home. And I think Richards comes it up and it doesn't go in. Richards with the save. Highway robbery by Hayden Richards. Oh my.
Looked like the last second that was trickling in, and he gets the stick wrapped around his body and swats that away.
Number 22.
Drexel now in their own end gets it back out into the neutral zone. Comes back to the left faceoff dot. High rising shot hits the protective awning behind the cage. 2:23 remaining in the second period, and quite a sequence of events here at Cavity Busters Flyer skate zone.
Hayden Richards keeping his boys in this period, exactly what you needed. A big save after a big goal.
Wow. That one could have been costly. He's able to get back, ultimately punches it away with his paddle. As Drexel wins the faceoff, they are in their offensive zone. Some pushing and shoving out in front, and that was silly of Drexel to fight back with McKinney because then he was out of position. As now a little more pushing and shoving from Drexel. Don't think they're happy. They know that they're expected to win this game. They know that this will hurt them in the standings because this is a game on their schedule they expected to win. They did play last night as they were able to win 3-1 against Towson. Another tough ECHA opponent. And right now the Owls lead 2-1 with 1:45 remaining in the second period. Puck is worked behind the net. Come first one to touch up there. Drexel along the far board side still have the puck. Not a lot of movement from this Temple defense. It looks like Drexel is pressing now. High rising shot misses the net. Trying to stuff it home is Drexel. Unable to, so Thomas is going to dump it down. And I think there's going to be a penalty against Kumpf for hooking behind the play. 1:20 remaining in the second period. And Drexel to their second power play of the game.
It's a big opportunity for this Drexel power play to get back in this game. The Owls got to play real tight like they did in the first penalty kill that they had.
Well, 1:20 remaining. The Owls are going to hope that for the rest of the period unless anything else changes, that they are shorthanded, and that then they only have to kill off another 40 seconds after that. So shot hits some people in front. Williams can't keep it in the zone, just hops right over his stick. It's like the puck had a mind of its own. 1:05 remaining in the second period. Owls on top 2-1 with 2 unanswered goals. Beneducci gets it back to the point to Williams.
1 minute remaining.
Now straight away is Quigley, as he was going to walk the line for a bit. Now it's the other Williams brother, number 24 Williams. Shot just misses the net. Quigley at the far board side, left face-off dot. He's going to try and slow down the pace, gets it to the right face-off dot where he finds the other Williams brother, Powell, with a stick in the lane. He has had quite a game. Joey Powell comes back out to the slot. Now straight away Powell. Shot, and a save there by Richards. Richards is able to cover that one up. Just 33.5 seconds remaining here in the period.
A nice play in front by Krulikowski to push that Drexel offense out of the way, giving Hayden Richards a clear lane at watching that puck come right into his chest.
And Matt Krulikowski has 2 assists on the night. Both goals he has assisted on. Quite a way to insert himself back into the lineup, hence why he's wearing the A. But Drexel now has the puck, still on the power play. 25 seconds remaining in the period. Quigley at the point, trying to survey his options. Lombardi gets a stick in the lane, doesn't get out of the zone. So still giving chase are the Dragons. 13 seconds remaining. One big clear here for the Owls would effectively end the period. Quigley, shot saved by Richards. Williams with the puck. 5 seconds remaining in the period. Williams at the left face-off dot. Shot, save Richards, rebound, and he saves it against a pushing and shoving. 0.4 seconds remaining. And unless something miraculous happens, it looks like the Owls are going to take a 2-1 lead into the locker room. And they are going to pull their goalie. There's 0.4 seconds left, so they're going to try and get a 6-on-5. Even the Drexel bench is laughing a little bit like, hey, you never know what can happen. We might as well get that extra attacker on.
Richards with another big save here at the end of this period.
And he has allowed some juicy rebounds. We're going to see what happens on this faceoff as everyone is stacked to the right-hand side on both teams. Just try and spring it forward. Williams and Kennedy even hug a little bit afterwards, understanding that not much was going to happen from that play. But hey, scoreless first period. Owls, in that period of the long change, they win that period 2-1. A goal from Joey Powell. And then a goal from James Milanesi, and the Owls lead 2-1. What did you see in that period, Aaron?
Honestly, I thought that was the best period I've watched of Temple hockey all year so far. They looked real good. They came out fighting. Defense played sound and solid. And obviously great goaltending. Richards kept them in with another couple of big saves. But I think they noticed that the Drexel goalie is a little shaky today, maybe a long night. And they're putting pucks on him, and he's not being able to control him. So they got to think about that moving forward and continue.
It has been an exciting period, and we still have 20 minutes of regulation left to play. It is a one-goal game. Who knows if there will be extra time needed. These two teams have faced off in the shootout here before. In fact, the last time Drexel came here, they did win in a shootout. So that's going to do it for our second period, and we're going to take a little break. When we come back, Patrick Johnstone, our intermission analyst, will tell you what he saw and heard near the benches from that period. That's going to do it for us for this period. When I come back, that'll be the start of the third period.
And we're back with the second intermission report. We've got a 2-1 hockey game. Patrick, you were wrong.
I was wrong, but in a good way.
Very good. What did you see?
That was just a good period of hockey. They got 4 shots on net, and 2 of them fell, and Hayden Richards is doing backflips and laying on his back and knocking pucks out, and he's doing a good job. He's got 20 saves in that period alone. Richards
definitely standing on his head today. And the Drexel goalie, you mentioned it a little bit before, letting 2 pucks in that period off 2 shots he probably would like to have back.
Yeah.
You said the Owls only have 4 shots this period?
Only 4 shots.
Only 4 shots. So what that tells me is that Drexel goalie is probably a little rusty. Maybe he had a long night, or he's just hard to stay focused in a game where he's not seeing much action. Going forward, what do you think about the end of this game here?
I can see going to overtime. I'm going to go 4-4. Drexel ties it up late, but I'm going to say Temple wins it in overtime on a late goal.
You heard it here. We got a Temple overtime win coming up the 3rd period. Looking forward to it. All right, Patrick, thank you. Maybe we'll see you for an intermission between overtime. If not, hopefully we've got a Temple Owls victory to talk about here.
Looking forward to it.
All right. Thank you.
And welcome back into our third and final period, at least of regulation. Who knows if this one will need overtime. As you can see on the scoreboard, Owls are on top. I was so used to thinking that they'd be trailing, but they are on top 2-1 over the heavily favored Drexel Dragons. The goal scorers, it was first a goal by Drexel, scored by number 2, Christopher Hagan, his third of the season. Then number 11 for the Owls, Joey Powell, leaving right where he left off, had a hat-trick last night, and now gives him 4 in 2 days. And then the Owls went ahead 2-1 from Jaden Milanesi's first as a Temple Owl. Third and final period of regulation underway. Owls still short-handed as Kumpf is in the penalty box for a hook. So Drexel is 0 for 1 on the power play thus far, only have 20 seconds remaining, and this puck comes free, and just last second, Richards gets his pad over. That was more lucky than anything else. 19:30 remaining in the third period, just 8 seconds remaining to the Kumpf liner. Puck comes back to the point, quickly with it. Now to the left face-off dot, Williams. We're back to even strength. 0 for 2 on the power play are the Drexel Dragons.
Good focus by Temple to come out and kill this late penalty.
19:08 remaining in the third period. Kennedy gets a piece of it. No icing there as the puck was thrown all the way down. Now Kennedy is here, tries to backhand it home. Unsuccessful. Makes one too many moves there. But man, almost a chance for both teams, as earlier on Drexel almost poked it home. Then that time Stephen Kennedy, the Owls' leading goal scorer, almost poked it home. And he doesn't have a point tonight, something that's pretty rare. He's on an 8-game point streak. Doesn't have a point tonight in this game.
Well, we've got 18 minutes left in this game.
18:36 remaining in the third period to be exact. Puck comes back to the point, deflected in front. Richards covers it up and they push his pads. You know that was going to lead to some pushing and shoving afterwards as Richards covers it up.
If you're Richards, you like to have your team back you up there, and they do, and you know, you don't want to get caught taking swipes by yourself, but
now I'll admit, on the scoreboard here at Coyote Busters Flyer Skate Zone, it says that Drexel has 37 shots, Temple 20. That just doesn't seem like it's quite accurate. Maybe we're not keeping close track, but it seems like maybe the people down below keeping the stats are a little trigger happy with the shots. Just want to give Hayden Richards as many saves as possible. That's what they're hoping for, it appears.
Trying to boost that save percentage.
And why not? He's deserved it. He's earned it as well as the puck comes all the way back into the Drexel end, where Kennedy was giving chase, but then he finally peels off as behind the net are the Drexel Dragons. Now, Kennedy was going to give chase, applies more pressure. Obviously doesn't want to go behind the net because it could lead to an odd man rush. Powell almost picks the pocket of Williams. Finally, they're able to gain the red line and some more. Shot on, gobbled up by Richards, and then there's a snow shower afterwards, and that's a big no-no, and that's why there's pushing and shoving. And the Temple coaches are saying, no, don't fight back. Let them shoot themselves in the foot. Kennedy has a couple extra words there because there was a snow shower. That'll irritate a team more than anything else.
That'll irritate a goalie, let alone the whole team. That is so frustrating, so annoying to have that happen to you.
Now, you were a high school goalie. What happened when you received the snow shower?
Well, anytime that I received a snow shower, the person who did it usually found their way on the ice.
Okay, so I guess you used your paddle in different places.
Not just me all the time. You know, my teammates would always come in and step up for me.
And that's the right thing to do. You see it again at all levels. As getting upended there is Milanesi. Man, was he tripped hard. He is down on the ground. This is not looking good. He is down on the ice right now. I think that might have been even a knee-on-knee hit, the way his leg flew into the air like that. And he is more or less motionless. Yeah, he is pounding on the ice. He knows that could be very serious. That could have been a knee-on-knee hit. I don't know if this might be more than 2 minutes.
We'll wait and see, but hopefully he's all right. He looks very shooken up, but that's the last thing this Temple needs, another person heading to that injury list.
That's for sure, as right now, Kenny Orlando, the transfer coming over here, played NCAA Division III, NCAA hockey, and the referee is jawing back and forth. Right now I see number 20 Newton in the box for 2 minutes. I think that might be a Milanesi skating gingerly off the ice. Has to be helped by teammates. You never want to see that. And not even any applause from the Drexel bench. A little surprising there. So it might just be a 2-minute power play. And I think right now, as you can see on your screen, Patrick Hanrahan is talking to the ref saying, I mean, come on, you don't think that's more than 2? And he's going to try and plead his case, don't think much will change. But that's just what a captain's going to do. And also assistant captain Jason Lombardi is talking to the referee. It looks like it'll just be a 2-minute minor to Newton. So the Owls are going to go back to the power play. Not sure what's taking a couple extra seconds. It may be a 5 and a 2. I don't know what the explanation could possibly be. But right now we see on our scoreboard only a 2-minute penalty, and now it's finally come off the scoreboard. And it has been changed to a 5-minute. Not surprised yet again.
Just a couple things I heard from the Drexel bench. They believe that Milanesi was doing a little bit of faking and could win an Oscar for his performance out there.
Ooh. Well, the referee telling a Drexel player to quote-unquote shut up, so doesn't want to hear the lip service there. 17:44 to go in the third period. Owls with a 5-minute power play. And if they don't cash in, that could be a real big momentum shift. But they are going to have 5 minutes as they're trying to get it set up.
And that's 5 guaranteed minutes, no matter what.
Unless, obviously, the Owls commit a penalty of their own.
Of course.
Negate some of that time. But Williams giving chase here against the Owls. It's now Kennedy with the puck. You're used to seeing him do it all by himself. He, for the most part, gets it out of his zone. Finally gets it to Powell, who assists him a bit. Lombardi gets the puck down deep. Hanrahan, first one to touch up at the far board side. Kennedy behind the net. 4:20 remaining on the power play. Reverses it all the way around to the point to Powell. Puck is brought out of the zone. Could be a 2-on-1 break here if they move fast. They don't. Drexel is just more impressed and rather get the puck down deep, so they're okay throwing it toward Richards as he is forced to swallow it up. He's throwing his arms a little bit up in disgust because I think his players might have said, hey, we need you to play that more. We don't want a defensive zone draw.
I was thinking the same thing. You know, even with a guy pressuring your own man, you'd still like to keep the puck going, especially in a power play situation, especially also when you haven't been winning very many faceoffs.
Well, they are able to win that one. That was number 12, Eric Graham, the second-year man. Taking a spill here is number 18, Kenny O'Brien. But he gets back up to his feet. Dumping it down deep is Graham, who had won the defensive zone draw. Now Lombardi has it. He's going to take it all the way to the point to Hanrahan. Back to Graham. Graham's going to survey his options to Hanrahan. Hard pass there. Hanrahan shot cuffs him in front, is Kantner, and then he's able to swallow up that rebound on the second attempt. 16:27 remaining in the third period. Owls still on the power play for 3:44.
Another rebound given up by Cantor. Owls just got to keep putting pucks on net. Exactly what they're doing.
So Graham and Williams to take the draws for their respective programs. Graham wins it again. He's 2 for his last 2, as he didn't start off with the best face-off percentage earlier, but he's won the last 2. Comes back to the point to Krukowski. Already has 2 assists. Shot on save there by Kantner. Reverses all the way around to Thomas. Thomas along the near board side. Now tries to reverse it to the far board side. Graham's going to backhand it on over to Nacero. Nacero's going to move his feet. Gets it to Krukowski. Krukowski, high-rising shot. Missed the net. Don't think Kantner saw that because he was screened in front. Fuchs gets tricked there, so Krukowski has it at neutral ice. Now it's Fuchs reversing back. Wants to reset this Temple power play.
The Owls' power play game plan still continues to be that shots from the point.
And some pushing and shoving, and afterwards, Nacero was getting pushed by the captain, number 26 for Drexel, and he's been all over the place, not exactly in the best way. Zach Perro has been involved in the extracurriculars more than the things you would expect a captain to be involved in.
Nacero's a feisty little player. He doesn't take much. Doesn't take much crap from anybody.
And nor should he. That's kind of been the Temple MO this whole season. Is
Temple tough, right?
That's across the board, the Temple MO. So 15:35 remaining in the period. Hanrahan's going to wait for Kennedy to take the puck, and man, can he turn on the afterburners. He certainly does. He's able to gain the line, still has the puck, he's in the slot. Looked like he was going to take it himself. Now Hanrahan to Lombardi, can't control that pass, was trying to go tape to tape there, unsuccessful. Comes back to Hanrahan. Hanrahan finds his normal defensive partner Lombardi, but tonight Krulikowski is Hanrahan's defensive partner. Powell, who's had quite a game, backhands it out of harm's way, but it's ultimately a turnover as Hanrahan tries to glove it down, unsuccessful. A quarter of the period has officially elapsed as the linesman falls over his own 2 feet. And then that puck wasn't slowed down by McKinney, so it's going to come all the way into the Owls' end, just 2:06 remaining. It was a 5-minute power play. They pretty much wasted the first 3 minutes, not a ton of shots on net, only 1 or 2 good opportunities that Cantner was able to make the saves on, so the faceoff is going to come to the left of the netminder Hayden Richards, who on our scoreboard has stopped 37 of 38 shots. Very impressive as he gloves that one down and freezes play. 14:48 remaining in the period. Some pushing and shoving between Powell
Owls
and
look
Williams.
real slow trying to get out here. A little bit of lollygagging.
1:50 remaining to the power play, so while they can score as many times as they want, they struggled on the first 3 minutes. Unlikely they'll be able to score any more than 1, if at all. Powell rides his man off. There's some pushing and shoving back and forth. Kennedy is able to gain the line, has the puck behind the net, is going to look for an option. Wow, able to pass to himself off the boards. Pass out in front. Powell can't put that one home. McKinney backhands it over to Lombardi, then uses the end boards to get it over to Powell. Effectively a pass. Powell loses the puck, and it's thrown all the way down the ice. 1:15 remaining as Richards took an extra second to calm that one down. Lombardi absorbs the hit. Williams gives chase. Hanrahan turns it over in his own end. Uncharacteristic.
Drexel's just going to try to kill this here.
And Beneducci now dances around Lombardi. And a lot of yelling and screaming from the Drexel bench, but that was a clean hit by Jason Lombardi. I don't know what else to say.
If anything, we're looking for a slew foot there, but I think that's a little weak to call that one.
And especially they have, for the most part, let him play. Sure, there was a 5-minute major, but we do think it was a knee-on-knee, and I haven't seen Milanessi play since. I don't currently see him on the bench, so his night might be done.
So much for faking it, huh?
Well, you never know, but Krulikowski gives on over to Graham. Graham over to Nacero. Nacero's had quite a game himself. Rebound out in front after the shot, and Cantner can't make the initial save every time. There's always these juicy rebounds. 15 seconds remaining to the 5-minute major that was assessed to Newton. It looks like Drexel will kill it off, and that could be a lot of momentum as they're going to have go back to 5-on-5, but that one rings off the pipe just as the power play expires. We are back to 5-on-5 hockey.
The game of inches, and that one just missed.
And again, keep in mind, Kennedy doesn't have a point tonight. He's on an 8-game point streak, so you know he's aware of that he's been getting a lot of points.
Look for him to turn up the Jets maybe even a little more here at the end of this period.
Nacero and Williams exchange pleasantries for a second. It's now Nacero with the puck offside. Was Powell. 12:19 remaining in the third period. Owls lead 2-1. All 3 goals were scored in that second period.
I believe the Owls already have more shots in this period, though, than the last period. So, coming out firing here.
And they're going to wait for everyone to get back to the bench for Temple. It was a little bit of a delayed change. Kumpf gets the puck into the Dragons' end. Wasn't able to get it completely down deep. Now, if the Dragons move fast, it could be a 3-on-2 break. They're not able to, as McKinney got his stick in the lane. 12:03 remaining in the third period. Kumpf with the puck right now. Gets it back out into neutral ice. Weaving his way in and out of lanes. Shot misses the net. That would have been Devin Thomas on the doorstep. Shot by Price. Saved there by Kintner. He was deep in his crease there. Very rarely you see that.
Very lucky that was not up at all. That one stayed down on the ice and he was lucky.
Fuchs gives over his defensive partner McKinney. Back to Fuchs. Fuchs gets his pocket pick there. And now the puck, unfortunately for the Dragons, comes back out into neutral ice, and Eric Stick just hits it out of the zone. And that puck skyrockets right near our perch, comes into the Owls' end, where the Dragons keep possession of it. Shot along the goal line, hugging the post is Richards, and he's been doing that a ton, hugging that post. I think the net came off its moorings. So I believe that's the only call that's going to happen here. I don't know what the referee is signaling. Maybe that the same unit needs to stay out there. That's about the only call I can think.
Maybe they would think that the Drexel player knocked it off, and maybe a delay of game. I'm not sure. Well, but either way, we've got a face-off to the left of the goalie here.
Yeah, even strength here, 5-on-5 hockey. As the lineman wants to make sure all players are set up where they should be on that face-off draw. That's what took the extra second to drop the puck. 11:07 remaining in this third and final period. Puck finally comes free to Kempinski. He's galloping on in to the zone, tries to dance around his man, almost does. And then ultimately it's turned over. Now it's intercepted by Vasilev. Vasilev has time and space, absorbs a hit. He did have time and space, but didn't have quite that much time and space. Doesn't get the shot off. As Williams is in the Owls' end now, backhanding on over to Powell is Vasilev, and Powell's going to punch it forward. He's going to skate after it. Doesn't want it to be an icing, but it will be. So Powell thought he was a little faster, or maybe put a little too much mustard on it. It's going to come back into the Owls' end. 10:29 remaining. Owls on top, 2-1. Face-off won by Powell. Still then kept in the zone as the Owls tried to clear it out. And then that puck hits a speaker in the ceiling.
And will stay in the Drexel offensive zone.
And I just had an old Temple player, former Temple coach, we can call him the current general manager, gets an explanation that the defensive team loses the line change if they knock the net off. So that was the explanation. The linesman felt they knocked the net off the moorings, so thank you for that, Jerry Roberts, and also thank you for tuning in, everyone else.
I had thought that might have been it.
That is the only thing that pretty much made sense, but now Carroll has the puck, brings it into the Owls, and 10:04 remaining in this third period. Richards has his head on a swivel, doesn't know where the puck is. Drexel's able to keep it in the zone. Williams with the puck now, gives on over to Carroll. Carroll behind the net, trying to reverse back for Williams. Krulikowski rides him hard. Carroll now hemmed in. And everything legal here by the captain, Patrick Hanrahan, hemming his man in, but it's kept in at the point now. Reversing on over to the right point. Now it's worked into the right-hand corner. At the left face-off dot is Drexel. They were trying a one-timer there. And
yeah, we're going to get a penalty here to Temple.
And Krulikowski going off.
No protest, though.
As I think it's going to be a high stick from Krulikowski, and laughing as he comes off is Carroll, number 12. I think Hanrahan said something to him afterwards, not sure if they're buddies.
Caught him up around the neck area.
It appeared that they were buddies because they were just joking around, no pushing or shoving, but Drexel now going to their third power play of the game. Keep in mind, they were able to kill off a 5-minute major.
I think this is a big moment in the game here.
So the Owls lead 2-1. Less than 10 minutes remaining in the third period. Quigley at the point, shot deflected in front. Not sure Richards knew where that one was, but it doesn't get through to him. Williams now with the puck at the left face-off dot. He's going to survey his options, works it behind the goal line. Fuchs staying on him hard now, gets back to the point to Quigley. Quigley giving over his defensive partner, Williams. Number 19 being Matt Williams. Ryan Williams, number 24, is at the left face-off dot, calling for it, but it goes back to Matt Williams. Trying to find Ryan Williams there. It gets very confusing. Quigley steals the puck. 8:54 remaining. Shot misses the net. 1:23 remaining to the Krulikowski high sticking minor. Ryan Williams with the puck. Gets it back to the point to Quigley. Ryan Williams.
Powell very good up top tonight on this PK. Keeping his stick moving and keeping it in the lane, making it very difficult for Drexel to find passes.
Everything right, truly, and now it's a 2-on-2 break. Kennedy understands he has time and space, just wants to dump the puck down deep. He does that, eats up more clock. Just 1 minute remaining to the Krulikowski minor. Kennedy's going to try and give chase here. Unsuccessful as Drexel has a cross-ice feed to Carroll. Carroll dumps it off for the defenseman. Shot misses the net. As Richards had came to the top of the blue paint, just 44 seconds remaining to the minor. To Krulikowski quickly. Shot misses the net. Already Quigley was celebrating. It hit the post, but it doesn't go behind the netminder. So no goal. Williams now.
Temple catches a break.
Lombardi gets his body out in front of it. Quigley straightaway gets it on over.
Two Drexel. Oh, now with just 1 man in front of the net.
Quigley.
Making it very difficult for Richards to see.
Quigley straightaway shot comes from the left-hand side. Saved there by Richards. And then the clearing attempt by Powell can't get out. He's been on there for quite some time. Saved by Richards. The Owls want to get it out of the zone. Williams still with the puck. 4 seconds remaining to the Krulikowski minor. You hear the stick banging from the Drexel goalie. Deflection out in front. Richards makes the save. Back to even strength as Nacero hops on number 7. Shot misses the net. Kennedy has the puck. Nacero being sprung forward. He's trying to get behind the defense. A high rising pass doesn't get through the defense of Drexel. 7:14 remaining in this third and final period. Man, you've tuned into an exciting broadcast today. It's been a great game between these two City 6 rivals as they're battling back and forth. 7:03 remaining in the third period.
Big momentum for the Owls to come out of that, especially when there were some scary moments there at the end.
And the Owls are still searching for their first home win. Hayden Richards has stopped 41 of 42 shots. Puck comes below our perch. And some big hitting back and forth. Seeing number 91 taking his first shift in quite some time, Milanesi. Great to see that.
Very good to see him back on the ice.
So the Drexel coaches are yelling at the referee, not sure about it. It was probably about a hit that happened below our perch. So we're getting an explanation to our right-hand side. That's why the face-off isn't happening yet, as you can see on your screen, as the linesman and a couple Drexel players are just looking elsewhere. The referee is telling Coach Kyle Zoldi something about why there was no call. And finally, the explanation has been happening, so the linesman will drop the puck. 6:46 remaining in this third period. Owls on top, 2-1. Perro with the puck, captain for the Drexel Dragons. Can't get the puck down deep. It's Krulikowski, who has 2 assists on the night. Trying to get it out of harm's way, comes right back to him. He still can't get it out of harm's way. It's just going to punch it forward. It hits Perro, so it's legal to be played. Nacero at the left faceoff dot. It's going to work it behind the cage where Devlin is. Perro was hooking Devlin. No call there as he dropped his stick. Devlin along the goal line shoots. Save there by the netminder Kantner. 6:12 remaining in the third period. Nacero tries to lay a big check on, but unsuccessful there as the small man Milanesi lays a big check on, and you know that feels good for him.
You think he's feeling better?
And Nacero going back and forth with Perro.
The two of them have been John all day.
Milanesi and Williams are pushing, and man, that'll pick up the intensity. Milanesi is the recipient of a big hit, then he lays out a big hit. It will be no loss of, oh no, it is going to be a loss of manpower. Nacero takes the extra afterwards, so Milanesi doesn't get the penalty. It's going to be Nacero to sit in the box for the Owls.
That's a sloppy penalty to take, especially in a game your team's winning. That's not something you want to do, but sticking up for his team, sticking up for himself, I'm sure. The coach won't be happy with that, though.
Not at all. As Stephen Kennedy, I think, is trying to buy some more time. As you can see, he doesn't even have either one of his gloves on. And Roman Bassetti telling his player to be quiet. As Drexel wins the faceoff, they are going to have their 4th power play of the game. 0 for 3 thus far. Williams shot and misses the net. Hanrahan out in front. 5:50 remaining in the third period. Hanrahan jostling for positioning with Rodrigue. Rodrigue's able to get that puck free. Beneducci to Williams. Williams gets it back to the point to Quigley. Quigley on over to Williams. Williams shot hits Kennedy out in front. A tempo clear, unsuccessful. Powell still can't get enough mustard behind it. Cross ice to Ryan Williams. Ryan Williams with the puck working it along the goal line. Rodrigue's there trying to stuff it in. And a lot of pushing and shoving. No goal.
No goal signals.
The referee waves it off immediately and emphatically. So Hayden Richards able to hug that post. They keep on trying to punch it forward. And there's something to be said that that's how Drexel's trying to get their goals. Normally, this is a team that, as you've been seeing throughout this entire season, they've been allowing 7, 8, 9 goals. And Drexel just wants to get these dirty garbage goals. They aren't confident enough in their ability, and they trust Hayden Richards is going to stop shots from the outside. So there is a timeout being called here.
One thing I even noticed about Richards is he's not the greatest skater. He plays well in his own crease, but you can see he's a little sloppy in his own feet. And I think Drexel's trying to take advantage of that with all these wraparounds.
Yeah, keep in mind their goal to put them up 1-0. They scored. It was a sloppy goal. They just were really throwing it on net. They were behind the goal line, hit some skates out in front, and it went behind the goalie. But since then, Temple has countered back and scored 2 unanswered. You normally feel like you need to give your goaltender a little more goal support than that. We've seen a lot of high-scoring games, and this has been quite the opposite of how Temple's been playing. Is if they want to win games, they normally need to score at least 5 or 6. Right now, it's 2-1, 5:25 remaining, and Drexel understands just 1 goal can change momentum. And you sure as heck know they don't want to lose this game because this is a game on their schedule. Everyone expects them to win. They already beat Temple 8-3 earlier in the season. So both teams took a rest after that timeout. Should have their legs back out from under them, and it appears they do. Carroll gives on over to his defensive partner, shot and misses the net. 5:15 remaining in the third period. Puck comes all the way out. What a clear by Stephen Kennedy. He does it in all 3 zones, offensive, neutral zone, and defensive zone. You saw it there in the defensive zone from number 4, Stephen Kennedy, who doesn't have a point in this game yet, riding an 8-game point streak, trying to make it 9 in the final 5 minutes of this game. Malechik is able to gain the line, gives on over to Carroll. He's going to survey his options. 47 seconds remaining to the Nacero minor. Gets it back to Malechik.
3 Drexel men in front of the net, making it very difficult to see.
As you mentioned, looking for the deflection there was Carroll, number 12. Kennedy fakes the clear, then finally is going to clear it. They glove it down. 30 seconds remaining to the Nacero minor.
Temple penalty killers look content to just sit back and play good defense here.
But you can't get too complacent. Lombardi finishes off his man. 20 seconds remaining. Comes back to the point to number 29, McCulloch. Now it's straight away. Is the defense comes up high, and it doesn't go behind the goalie, and then the net comes off its moorings. Wow, has Hayden Richards been lucky on a couple bounces. That one hits off his pads, goes in, or it goes behind him, but it doesn't go in. Delay a game on white, and that's a smart penalty by Stephen Kennedy.
Absolutely.
Nothing else.
That's a veteran move to know.
That's smart, because he'll take that penalty and say, well, then you have to at least beat us on the power play, because he saved a goal there.
And so far, the penalty kill's been good. But
still 7 seconds remain to that Nacero minor. So for 7 seconds, Drexel has a chance on 5-on-3, and if they're able to cash in on the 5-on-3, that's crucial. But if they're able to kill off the 7 seconds, Temple should feel pretty good.
If there's any time you want to win a face-off in this game, it is right now.
So who do you think is going to take the face-off? It looks like it's going to be number 91, James Milanesi, who right now has the game-winning goal and put the Owls on a 5-minute power play. He tries to punch it forward, tries to get it out of the zone. Shot, rebound, comes out in front. Now that Hanrahan has the puck, clears it out. That's going to do it for the initial penalty against Nacero as he's skating out there right now. Just Kennedy in the box, so 5-on-4 still. Owls 4 for 4 on the penalty kill, trying to make it 5 for 5. 3:47 remaining in the period. Owls on top 2-1. Richards with the save. Hanrahan riding off Williams hard as he's trying to drive to the net. Hanrahan will not allow that to happen. 1:34 remaining to the Kennedy delay of game minor. 3:42 remaining in this intense third period as the puck is dropped. Pero with the puck. Gives on over to Williams. Now it's Bonaducci and Williams exchanging. It's back to Quigley. Quigley with the puck. A soft pass to Williams, now below the goal line. It appears as Carroll, actually it's Christopher Rodrigue, check that. Rodrigue gives back to Williams. Along the goal line shot, saved there by Richards, comes back to the left point, able to be kept in by Quigley, number 8, donning the road blue. Switching spaces is Williams and quickly saved there. And finally stuffed home. A big goal there on the power play as Drexel ties it up at 2 apiece. 3:04 remaining in the third period. And that was finally punched home on the power play by Christopher Rodrigue. His third of the season in 8 games. And we're all knotted up at 2.
Nice play by Drexel, shooting it low, creating that rebound off Richard's legs, and almost a slam dunk right in front.
That's about as easy as it can get. So now you know exactly who Coach Roman Bassetti is going to put out there. He's going to put his top line, Powell, who has a goal, Kennedy, who you feel is just due for a point, and Vasilev. But it is right now Drexel who's pressing, shot, save, but a juicy rebound given up by Richards. 2:50 remaining in the third period.
I know who I've got my pick for the game winner here tonight.
I think I know who you're thinking too, but I know you also don't want to jinx it, so we're not going to say anything.
By number 16, Chris Rodriguez, assisted by number 24, Ryan Williams. Time of goal, 16
As
minutes.
the puck almost is cleared out, it's Vasilev picking up the puck, gives on over to Stephen Kennedy, who tries to dump it back for Vasilev. Unsuccessful there. McKinney at the point. Didn't gain the red line, and you can see some stick tapping from the Temple players as they felt, come on, Justin McKinney, you just need to take one more stride. That's all you needed. And if you took that one more stride, we could have gotten in the line change.
Drexel fired up over that too.
That's an ill-advised play.
This whole Drexel
Justin
bench
McKinney.
looks energized here.
As they're able to win the face-off shot, misses the net. Quigley with the puck. Behind the net are Williams and Carroll. It's Carroll giving it back to Williams, now intercepting in front is Rodrigue. Intercepted now by Kumpf. Kumpf looking for Kennedy. Kennedy slowly gains the line, finds Kumpf. Kumpf the defenseman pitching it down low. Vasilev can't put it home. And stuffing it in. And he scores! The defenseman! Kumpf! Number 9, Kumpf puts the Owls back on top. 3-2!
Excellent play, in the right place at the right time. Put the puck on net. Drexel goalie coughs up another rebound, and he puts it home on the back door.
Wow, what a change of events. It just seemed like Drexel was going to be the ones to press the issue, and it's going to be Kyle Zoldi who's now going to call a timeout for Drexel, so we're going to have a little more time to break down that goal. Timeout Drexel. Both teams have now utilized their timeout, as I think Zoldi, the coach of Drexel, is just trying to take the air out of the building. But wow, was that exciting. It seemed like Drexel was going to be the ones to go up 3-2. But Kumpf, the defenseman, does a wraparound, beats the netminder Kantner. And the Owls lead 3-2, just under 2 minutes remaining. Who would have thunk it, Aaron?
Incredible. What a game. Very exciting.
I can hear it in your voice. This has been quite a game played here at Cavity Busters Flyer Skate Zone, as the Owls are currently credited with 27 shots, Drexel with 50. It doesn't feel like it, but it might just be the goals. So coming out of the timeout, we're going to get
Temple Owls
a face-off at center ice.
9, John Kumpf.
That goal should fire the boys up. They should play real tight sound defense.
And you hear it from this electric crowd here at Cavity Busters Flyer Skate Zone. They are ready to go. And at this point, the only thing we might be watching is when they're going to pull the netminder Kantner, because there's 150 remaining. He's at the hash marks right now. He's between the two face-off dots, and he's going to stay in as finally getting the puck free is Kempinski. So Kumpf with the goal. I believe they said it was unassisted. Williams dumps it down deep. 85 seconds remaining. Still Kantner in the game. Shot misses the net by Quigley. 1:18 remaining, and the puck is brought out of the zone. Still Kantner in his blue paint. I would assume the next rush is the one we're going to see him brought out. Okay, they're calling for Quigley. 6-on-5 is what will be, but they have an empty cage. Kennedy, a soaring shot, and he misses. That's going to be an icing to Stephen Kennedy. And that would have been the nail in the coffin. 57.4 seconds remaining, and just remember, no timeouts either side. So that's why the referee and linesmen are trying to skate as fast as possible, get play going.
It's a bold attempt by Stephen Kennedy, but I like the idea.
As Kennedy will take the face-off, normally a winger, as he tries to punch it forward, unable to. Shot, and he gets through! Wow! A back-and-forth contest. A point shot from number 4, Mike Churchura. I don't know if it was deflected in front. 53.5 seconds remaining. No goalie. So it was a 6-on-5 attack. And you know what? It just seems like we're destined for some extra time.
Gotta love extra hockey. Maybe not if you're a Temple team, but for us, it's very exciting.
A back-and-forth contest, 53.5 seconds remaining, and who knows, this one might end in regulation, as Drexel now seems like they're the ones who have the momentum. As the puck is brought all the way down, forced to play it is the netminder Kantner. 38 seconds remaining in the third period. Gaining the red line are the Drexel Dragons, dumping it behind Richards, and he's forced to play it and cover it up with 32 seconds even.
Goal scored by number 12.
Remaining in the third period.
Chris Carroll, assisted by number 4.
So they're going to say Carroll. They're going to say number 12, Carroll did deflect it in front. Originally the celebration was by number 4, but he's going to get the assist. 12, Carroll, as they try and throw it right off the faceoff on net. Hanrahan gets it out of harm's way. 24 seconds remaining. Powell, one of the 3 goal scorers for the Owls, tries to get it out of harm's way. He turns it over to Williams. Deflection out in front. That misses the net. Krulikowski with 2 assists already gets it out of harm's way. 10 seconds remaining. Drexel is pressing the issue right now, and that's going to be a hand pass in the defensive zone. So 5.3 seconds remaining, and it looks like it's going to be an offensive zone draw for the Drexel Dragons. And if they don't convert here, extra time we will play, because 60 minutes will not be enough, but we still have 5.3 seconds remaining. As Drexel's able to win the faceoff, backhand shot, misses the net, Quigley can't get that second attempt, and to extra time we go. 60 minutes wasn't enough. We'll get at least 5 more. So the coaches are asking, is it going to be 5-on-5, 4-on-4? And the referee was joking, well, you as a league, you change it every year what you guys want. So we'll wait to see if it will be 5-on-5 or 4-on-4. As right now it is a depleted Temple team. Twice thought they had a chance to win this one. They were up 2-1 for the majority of the game. Then it was 2-2. Then in the dying minutes, Kumpf puts them up 3-2. But as you just saw, Carroll tied it up 3-3. What did you hear on that last sequence of events, Aaron?
I believe we're going to be playing some 4-on-4.
Open ice hockey.
I'm not 100% positive. It's a little hard to hear up here, but it looks like the referees and coaches are in agreement. And I see, 4 players.
And now something that's also interesting
on the ice here
that they don't do at the pro level, but they do at the ECHA level, is you're seeing it's equivalent to the second
long
period.
Change.
It's going to be the period of the long change, and as you mentioned, it's 4-on-4, so
lots of room.
There will be a lot of room. Changes are crucial. Likely the team that loses, it'll be because of an ill-advised line change.
Maybe odd man rush, breakaway. That would be my pick for a game-winning goal here.
So we are going to play 4-on-4. I just got word that all leagues at the ACHA level play 4-on-4 for 5 minutes. So it isn't a matter of if it's ECHA play or if it's ACHA play. So that is, they did get it right. So we will play some 4-on-4 hockey.
If you're Hayden Richards right here, you want to forget the whole game you just played, and you want to pretend like you got 5 minutes of shutdown hockey.
Well, this game hasn't been his fault.
No, definitely not. But he's had a couple of goals he probably wants back, and here we go.
So the unit for the Owls, number 11, Joey Powell, number 20, Patrick Hanrahan, number 4, Stephen Kennedy, and number 22, Matt Krulikowski, who just poked that puck free. But at the point is Chuchavara. who dances around Kennedy. Shot on, misses the net. That trigger pull almost beat the goaltender Richards. Quigley with the puck now, moving fast are the Drexel Dragons. Shot saved there by Richards as he's able to swallow that one up. 4:34 remaining in the extra session. Now the unit for the Owls is number 4 still, Stephen Kennedy, number 11, Joey Powell. They'll still be the forwards. New defenseman, number 15, Fuchs, number 81, Jason Lombardi. Drexel wins another key face-off. It's in the offensive end, so they're going to try and set up. Rodriguez gets his pocket picked by Fuchs. Comes back to the point. Chuchavara shot, saved by Richards. No rebound, and that's very important. No rebound as he's able to swallow that one up. 4:20 remaining in the extra session.
Nice use of the glove there. Beautiful catch.
And once again, we do appreciate everyone tuning in on your Sunday afternoon to watch this broadcast of Temple versus Drexel. As you've been able to tell, you did not regret it. Milanesi, one of the 3 goal scorers for the Owls, tries to spring Lombardi forward. Unsuccessful. Lombardi was a stride or two too slow for that. Pinching in is Milanesi. That's 3 different Owls in the offensive end, so Lombardi slowly retreating back to his normal position of defense. But yet again, it's Drexel pressing the issue. Rodriguez able to gain the line cleanly. Milanesi gets out of harm's way. Nacero one-on-one. It's Nacero and Quigley. Nacero gets a shot off, and I think it got just a piece of the middle. I heard a little bit of a doink.
A little bit. I think I heard that too.
As Milanesi is upended in the Owls' offensive end, so that's why it's going to take him an extra second or two to get back. Krulikowski to Milanesi. Milanesi's going to clear it out of harm's way. Nacero's going to go off quickly. Kennedy's going to replace him. He's going to get a ton of time, Stephen Kennedy. It's going to be a lot of short shifts, but I think number 4 will get some longer shifts. Number 4, Stephen Kennedy, gives on over to Milanesi. Milanesi drives a shot on, just trying to fool the goalie there.
Deep, very deep in his crease again.
So Kantner does make the pad save. 3 minutes even to go in this extra session. Powell making one too many moves, gets his pocket pick now. Kennedy given chase has now worked behind the Drexel net until it's hit off the sideboards by the Temple bench. Kennedy has the puck, tries to free it. It's Krulikowski now with the puck. Krulikowski shot in the breadbasket of Kantner, but Krulikowski at that right faceoff dot teed up a shot, and there was a little bit of a buzz that he could get it done, as Kennedy would have had a point. He would have had an assist there and would have had a 9-game point streak, and the Owls would have been victorious. But all of that is thrown out as there was a save by Kantner.
Hard-nosed play, though, by Kennedy to dive and try to keep that puck in the zone, and it ended up going to his teammate for a shot.
Stephen Kennedy tries to win the puck forward. He gets tied up by the other centerman. So now Drexel bringing it in. Dipping the shoulder here are the Dragons, reversing. Lombardi stays on him tough. That's a tough defenseman, Lombardi. Hemmed in along the boards are the Drexel Dragons. 2:15 to go. Lombardi with a big check on. Finally getting the puck free is Perro. Deflected in front. What a save by Richards as he makes the adjustment last second. Now at the left face dot, now alone in the high slot. Richards makes the save. There's a rebound, but Richards is keeping the Owls in it.
Nifty move there.
Puck kept at the blue paint.
But a
we
better
were right
save.
on top of it. That puck was kept on side. Kennedy at the far boards gets it back to the defense. Lombardi and Fuchs, who have had a long shift. It's going to take them a while with the long change to get off. So Kennedy is going to deflect it, make sure that they can get off. They do get off as they're huffing and puffing. Replacing them is Krulikowski and Hannerhan. Powell has the puck now. Gets it intercepted by Beneducci. 1:25 remaining in this extra session. Powell gets an extra slash in for good measure on Beneducci. Beneducci gets his pocket pick. Krulikowski loses his right glove, and he's still trying to play as Hannerhan gets his body in front of that Chuchavara. Centering attempt to Beneducci. Krulikowski playing with one glove, and he gets hemmed in. That one really hurts with only one glove on. Joey Powell with the puck, only 1 minute remaining in this extra session, still tied at 3-3. And Krulikowski tries to poke it forward, unsuccessful, so Drexel gets it into the end. Beneducci with a centering attempt. Can't put that one home. He's along the nearboard side, passes to a teammate, Williams. Pad save there by Richards. Kennedy's going to try and get the puck free. He's going to ice it all the way down. No timeout for either team. And Coach Roman Bassetti thinks it was deflected off a Drexel player, so it shouldn't have gone all the way down for icing, or at least shouldn't have been called for icing. It should have gone all the way down for icing, but not been called. So Patrick Handerhan, as you can see right now, is just trying to buy some more time as he's still at the blue pin. He is a defenseman, as the puck is going to come to the right of the netminder Richards. 30.3 seconds remaining in overtime between these two bitter rivals. Face-off won by Drexel. A high rising shot hits the protective awning behind Richards, and the Owls are just happy they can change up that unit there. 23.5 seconds remaining as Powell is hunched over as he goes to the bench. That was a very long, hard-fought shift by him. So Kennedy wins the face-off cleanly. Milanesi trips over his own 2 feet. His mind was thinking a little faster than his feet could think. But it is Drexel with the puck, starting attempt to Quigley. Gets it picked off by Milanesi. Milanesi has Lombardi and Kennedy. Milanesi still with the puck. Now Kennedy with it. 3 seconds remaining. And that's going to do it. As Kennedy takes down Chuchavara. As I think the refs are going to congregate, it shouldn't be a call against.
Not that it matters, or what do we...
Potentially, because he was sprung alone on a breakaway almost. It could have been a penalty shot. That is a legitimate request, but I do not think we will get any call. Kennedy, it was really a silly penalty to take anyway. It was the dying seconds. He just wanted to let the opposition know, hey, I'm here to play. But that was very silly because it could have been costly. But I do believe the game is not done. We will go to a shootout, which is what happened the last time these two teams faced off at Cavity Busters Flyer Skate Zone. So make sure you stay tuned. This one is not over. Last time these two teams faced off in the shootout, it was Drexel ending up on top, and that's the last time the two teams played here at Cavity Busters Flyer Skate Zone. So I think the only thing we're waiting on right now is just who will be taking the shots in the shootout. But interesting to see, not that it matters all that much, but very interesting to see that they're going to switch ends again. So even though it was the period of the long change, just like it was in the second period, now they're back to their own area. So it appears Drexel will be shooting first, as Williams, number 24, Ryan Williams, is the one skating around. He has a left-handed shot, and he's going to try and beat the Owls goalie, Hayden Richards.
Now, if you're Hayden Richards in this situation, you want to start out pretty high in your crease, and what you want to do is play the guy in real tight, and make him go to one side. You want to make him pick a side, and that's the side you want to slide to, and don't even give him a chance to come back on you and put it the other way. Here we go.
So it's Ryan Williams skating in slowly, gains the blue line. Now he's at the left face-off dot, makes a move, and Deeks makes one too many Deeks. Richards throws out the paddle, doesn't even need to really save it. So right now Drexel 0 for 1, and now it's going to be Joey Powell, the right-handed shot for the Temple Owls, has a goal tonight, has 4 goals in the last 2 games. And we'll see if he can beat the netminder Kantner. So Powell's going to skate around, glides into that puck, coming in relatively fast, and he tries to go 5-hole, and he scores! Joey Powell seeps it through the 5-hole at the end of 1 round. Temple leads it 1-0.
This Drexel goalie has been struggling all day today. He's seen 29 shots, but he just hasn't seemed to get into a groove, and that one slips right through the 5-hole.
So now the next shot is going to be taken by number 23, Dylan Hart. We didn't see a ton of him in the game.
Slow approach.
But he is coming in slow. The left-handed shot hits heavy metal. So again, Hayden Richards doesn't have to make the save. And And now, ever reliable Stephen Kennedy, whose point streak is officially gone. It's going to have to start.
No matter what happens here.
Even if he scores here, it is officially gone. But he could really put the icing on the cake. Another right-handed shot for the Temple Owls. Coming in slow. Takes a shot, and he scores! The Temple Owls defeat the Drexel Dragons! Powell and Kennedy with the shootout goals! What a game as the Owls win it! And their first win at home.
What a game. The boys, that'll fire up your boys, especially after a real hard weekend, losing 2 games back-to-back. To get the third one, even on a shootout, even giving up a couple goals at the end of the third period, that'll excite your team and make you feel real good for the rest of the week.
So the Owls' next game will be next Sunday. They have a whole week off. They will be playing Navy, another tough ECHA opponent, but I have to be honest, no one really thought the Owls were going to win this game. They end up winning the game 4-3 in the shootout, a hard-fought battle between these two City 6 matchups. And you know what? There's still plenty of games to play this season. Who knows what that does as Hanrahan's going to pick up the puck in the back of the net as he's just happy that they won the game.
That's Hayden Richards' first win, I believe. So that's hopefully what he's doing there, getting his goal in the puck. Because I'll be honest with you, Hayden Richards, my player of the game, 100% kept his team in it, especially after the past 2 games. The Owls gave up, over 16 plus goals, including today over 20.
17 goals the last 2 games. They give up 3 today, and the Owls win 4-3 in the shootout. That's going to do it for us this weekend. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next Sunday.